This is KBOI 2 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Kelsey Anderson. Now to your top 11 stories at 11 o'clock. Investigators are searching for answers this morning after 3 people are found dead in a North End home. Deputies say foul play is suspected. We'll have an in-depth report and reaction from a neighbor in just minutes. And 11 troops are presumed dead after the Army helicopter they were training in went down last night. CBS reports 7 Marines and 4 soldiers were on board the helicopter when it crashed near Pensacola, Florida. We'll have an in-depth report on this in just minutes as well. Though the biggest bond on the ballots yesterday was approved by the majority of voters, West Ada, the largest district in the state, will get $96 million to build 3 new schools and be used to make renovations to Meridian High School. A district spokesman says the new schools will help with a serious overcrowding issue within the district. And we have all the final tallies for the bonds and levies from around the state. To find out which ones voters passed and which one they didn't, just head to our website, KBOI2.com, and click on election results. Well, local fire managers are warning the public of early wildfire dangers. This comes after a wildfire burned north of Council Monday afternoon. A spokesman with the Payette National Forest says the fire was intentionally lit, but quickly spread out of control and burned a total of 15 acres. The McCall fire chief says we're seeing burning conditions right now that are more like early to mid-summer conditions. Now is the time of year many people may decide to burn debris in their yards or fields, but fire managers warn everyone to think about these dry conditions before they start any type of fire. And Boise police needs your help finding an armed robber. Police say this man walked into a convenience store on the Boise bench early yesterday morning. Witnesses say he showed a weapon and demanded cash and then took off. Police say this is the car he drove off in. The suspect is considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information on this crime, call non-emergency dispatch at the number on your screen. And sad news out of northern Idaho. A woman has died following a skiing accident. According to the Spokesman Review, 61-year-old Mary Jane Bear died after apparently running into a tree while skiing at Lookout Pass near Wallace. The Shoshone County Sheriff's Office says she was found in the trees on the south side of the ski area. Bear was an accomplished skier and she was wearing a helmet. Well, property owners near Eagle's public Greenbelt path are now taking matters into their own hands after they say the city isn't keeping up on their end of a bargain. Those living in the Laguna Point subdivision say the Greenbelt is about 100 yards away from their homes and goes through their backyards. The subdivision came to an agreement with the city that a fence would be put along the Greenbelt's path, but some neighbors say that's not good enough.
There's no limits to when they can come, when they are allowed to go on that path. They can go anytime. We've had people here at 12 midnight, people cutting through the yard. So and that's a safety issue.
There is a barbed wire fence in place in some spots in the neighborhood right now, but a city council meeting, city council leaders decided that barbed wire isn't safe for those using the path because they could fall and run into it. Now the barbed wire fencing must be taken down and a less dangerous but also less private wrought iron or aluminum fence will be put up. Tamburino, that neighbor we just heard from, says he's building his own fence and planting trees for privacy. The price tag on that, $100,000. And a heads up for drivers in East Boise again. Crews will be closing I-84 tonight as they continue demolishing the bridge over Gowan Road. The freeway will be closed from Eisenman Road to Broadway Avenue while crews are blasting away that old bridge. That closure will last from 7 p.m. until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Drivers will be detoured along Federal Way. One of the fraternity members seen in a derogatory viral video is now apologizing for chanting racial slurs, and parents of another Sigma Alpha Epsilon brother apologized as well. The University of Oklahoma cut its ties with the fraternity chapter and those 2 students. In just minutes, we'll hear those apologies in a more in-depth report. Well, Boise State men's basketball team is in Vegas right now, getting ready for the Mountain West tournament this week. This week is an important one for the team. They're fighting for a spot in the NCAA tournament, March Madness, which starts next week. Boise State will play their first game Thursday against the winner of Air Force and New Mexico, who plays tonight.
Broncos likely need to avoid a slip-up in that game to cement their spot in the tournament. A win on Friday night in the semifinals against either Utah State or Wyoming certainly would put the Broncos in the field, and obviously getting to the championship game on Saturday and potentially winning it could help the Broncos get an even better seed.
That's BJ Rains from BlueTurfSports.com. Now, if the boys in blue make it into March Madness, it'll be the second time they make the NCAA tournament in 3 years. If they win the Mountain West tournament this week, it'll be for the first time in program history.